What up, you humans? I'm your herald of the god. Yeah, get in here and look at it. Now look at me. And welcome back to the Culture Guys channel with your boy Mike. Oh man, so Black Panther 3. Where are we at with this? So apparently Disney Marvel is recasting T'Challa for Black Panther 3. And people are, there's a lot of rumors out there. And I told you I wasn't going to make this a rumor mill channel, you know what I'm saying? But because I'd be so excited about some of the news I'll be hearing, I'll be like, I can't wait to like get in here and talk about it for real. Because I talk about it amongst my friends anyway, you know what I'm saying, about like who could do what, like the rumors that's out there. Now, Black Panther 2 was mildly successful. And you got to remember, this is coming on the tail end of the last phase of Marvel that was kind of good, you know what I'm saying, off of the Avengers, Endgame and stuff like that. So Black Panther still has some motion, you know, by the time that happened. And following the death of Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, it was going to be hard to replace that brother, man, for real. Like, you know, he killed that role. And I think they, yeah, I know that everybody's going to say, you know, with the MCU, you know, there's a reason why they decided to, have a female Black Panther in Black Panther 2. And I'll be honest with you, you know, I got a video coming about race swapping and gender swapping roles in comic book movie adaptations and shit like that, and video games and all that. I got a banger coming about that because there's a lot I want to say about it, and I don't want to keep like talking about it too much all the time, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to drip feed until then. I'll just say this. I don't really care about agendas and shit like that. That shit means nothing to me. But we'll talk about that in another video. T'Challa. So I personally thought that John David Washington would have been the perfect choice. But I'm seeing online that people, I think like the fans and stuff, really are pushing for Aldis Hodge to play Black Panther. Personally, what do I think? I love the idea. I love it, love it, love it. I can see it. You know what I'm saying? When I look at the brother, I have watched, I've seen a few things that he's in. I think I'm more familiar with John David Washington, which is why I said, in my mind, it felt like John David Washington would have been the perfect choice. You know what I'm saying? He can get in the gym. He was a former He was a former football player. Well, for you Europeans, yes, American football player. I don't think he made it to the NFL. I think he played college ball, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know, he did play in Ballers. And, but as far as Aldis, I think that he did a great job as Hawkman in the old DCEU movie, Black Adam, which honestly, Black Adam should have been out of here, bro. Like, they had The Rock, they had the whole setup, and I'll be real with you. I know people shitted on Black Adam. I loved it. I love the concept. I love the idea. I love where they were going with it. I think it came a little too late. You know what I'm saying? And it came at a time when The Rock was getting a lot of heat for a lot of dumb shit, not dumb shit, internet dumb shit. Nothing he did personally per se, but the trolls and the people kind of started to turn him on a little bit anyway. And then they're coming on the end of all these terrible DC movies. So, but Hawkman, he did a great job as Hawkman. I loved him in that. I think that he is a great pick, honestly. I think if you ask me to vote between him and John David Washington, but let me give you my pitch for John David Washington. First of all, an incredible actor. If you look at his, my man's resume is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to attribute it to, nepotism, because he's in Hollywood. But dude, if you look at his resume, he still had to show up and do the job. But from Tenet to Ballers to, I think he was in Malcolm X, the Piano Lesson, Man, I think it was called The Piano Lesson. Let me check that shit right quick. Yeah. I want to say it was on Netflix. Yeah, The Piano Lesson. I didn't love The Piano Lesson. I think it was a little like the character was a little too over the top. You know what I'm saying? This was like I want to say maybe Jim Crow era, and he played like kind of a over the top Southern Negro, we'll just say it like that. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying? Basically, he was running around trying to get rid of this piano that had been in his family forever. I'm not gonna go into that movie for real. I liked it. I didn't love it though. You know what I'm saying? But man, he was in the Black Klansman. He was in The Creator. If you haven't seen The Creator was really good. And I think that movies like The Creator is, to me, is the movie that kind of, you know, there's those definitive movies that kind of define actors as, it's like, okay, that's what we want from that actor. That's who they are. And it kind of like aligns closely to their own personality. Like when we first saw Denzel Washington, we knew he was a great actor back in the day. But when he did Training Day, that was the one. Like he even won an Oscar for it. So it was like, I think The Creator is the personality type that John David Washington mostly, I think, relates to the most, that he can kind of like really like dive into the most. But as far as like athleticism and getting fit, we saw him in Ballers working out, you know what I'm saying, getting fit for that role. He has no problem getting to the gym. I hate actors and actresses that know they have a role coming up for like a comic book movie that we love as fans, but then they don't want to go to the fucking gym. Like that's some of the dumbest shit. The nigga that played Luke Cage, man, dude, that's a disgrace, bro. Like, he said that he hated going to the gym. Like no one, well, other than gym rats like me, nobody really loves going to the gym. But if you're an actor, bro, and you can pay for your diet, you can pay for a personal chef, you can pay to have a personal trainer, you can even pay for the steroids if you want to. There's no reason to just be looking like shit for a role where you're supposed to be looking like a god, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. He's a great actor. Yeah, banger after banger as far as the movies, man. Loved them in Ballers. You know what I'm saying? The Creator was dope. And then the other reason is, I think where John David Washington would be a great pick is they've already said that Denzel has signed on to do Black Panther 3. Now, hear me out. Yes, we know nepotism is a thing, but they both have earned their way into these Marvel movies, okay? John David Washington is only 40 years old and he's earned his way into being in a movie like this. And I do think that it will be dope for whatever the role is that Denzel is playing for John David Washington to play T'Challa. It just makes perfect sense. And it'll be even better if Denzel is playing like a fatherly role to T'Challa at the same. Man, that would be like dope as fuck. And can you imagine like the star power of those two alone? I mean, Denzel alone is gonna get this movie out of here. But the star power, and these aren't just names that they might have had, had some shitty movies and some good movies. No, these are like certified actors with big names and they're related. Like his father, man, come on, bro. I think it would be dope. A lot better than that goddamn Will Smith movie with Jaden, man. Don't even get me started on that shit. But that's my pitch for John David Washington. I think it makes sense with his father being in there. I think he knows how to get in shape and for the role and prepare for the role. And I think he looks the part perfectly and he's a damn good actor. But Aldis Hodge, I say the edge that Aldis has over John is his age. Aldis, I think, is 30 years old, whereas John is 40, so he's 10 years younger, so he could play the role for a lot longer. And if DC decides, I'm sorry, I keep saying DC, if Marvel decides to do another 10-year run, which I imagine they are, which as much money as this shit these movies just print money, then he could do it for a lot longer and still be young enough to go on and do other roles if he wanted to go do them. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he couldn't do roles in the meantime, but he could dedicate the next 10 years to, or at least the next 10 years to T'Challa and before he moves on. That's my pitch, but I do love Aldis as Black Panther. I think whichever one of those two that they pick, if they pick one of those two, I'm down with that. I do not want to see Aaron Pierre as T'Challa, and that's coming from a light-skinned nigga. Okay. I am the head of the board of the light-skinned niggas of America. And I do not want to see Aaron Pierre as Black Panther, y'all, for real. That's all I got, man. I'll see y'all in the next video. pull up on me. Don't do it for me. Do it for the good.